Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. Now this is an M44, the Tier 6 American SPG, and we're on the defending spawn of Siegfried Line. This is an assault battle, and that particular M44 is my one. Yep, it's another of my replays. Oh, you're probably getting sick and tired of them by now, but this one actually does illustrate a very useful point, this battle. So, hold on to your seats because this is going to get quite exciting at the end. I've got an FV304 as my teammate. And the battle starts. And I try to go behind him. Whoa, went past me. And to start with, I'm setting up over here on the opposite side. Just a little way down the hill. The reason being, obviously, normally somebody would actually try to set up. And they would set up a little further up the hill, and that's where they first look. But I'm anticipating somebody's going to be up there on that rise, because that's normally where somebody sits. I fire a round in, and there's an explosion, but no joy. But we've got two interlopers already in the cap, in our area, rather. Type 64. And there's another one there, round out on Type 64. That was a bit hastily aimed, but it did stun him. And that's useful for the Leo, who's popped up. There's a Panzer IV-H. Now I think he's got the derp gun. I'm trying to line a shot up on him, but he turns at the last second, and that one goes into the ground. And we lose the T-34, or a T-34, to the enemy M44. Okay, there's the Panzer IV-H, and he just put a huge hit into the Leo. Round out on the Panzer IV-H. He doesn't stop at the gate, but I do get a splash. 58 hit points, 3 critical hits. That's useful. And I'm trying to follow that Panzer IV-H, because I know he's not going to fire for a little while, but he is going to stop before he fires. Otherwise, the derp shot will go missing. Oh, and I got a rescue bloom there. That was very unuseful. And I fire around in, and he's already been killed by the shot there from somebody else, the T-67. And the Leo's backed into the water, but he manages to get the M4 before he dies. And he's just coming out of the water again now. I'm trying to find a solution on these tanks in the town. And unfortunately, I'm not getting a solution on these, so I have a quick look. No angles. I can't thread a shot through those buildings. I've got a red line all the way, so something is obstructing shot. But I know an enemy was seen over in this corner, so I'm gonna lob a shell in just in case somebody's trying to hide behind that bunker. No, not getting any joy. I'm gonna have to find a better angle to fire from. And it seems that most of the enemy are on the are fairly open to shots coming from the south, and the south is under our control. So I'm going to head south as quickly as I can. Miss the truck, and I'm going to try and get into the south end of the O line, and that means that I'll be able to shoot up into the tanks, the enemy tanks, as they come into the town. Now we're fairly even on score at the moment, so this relocation isn't going to cost us too much, but it does open up a whole new load of angles to us, and that's important. Okay, now I've made it into the south. I knocked down a few lampposts. That's okay. Oh, lampposts, they're not lampposts, they're telephone posts. Anyway, I think I'm reasonably safe here, because they wouldn't see me if they were coming in this direction anyway. And right, I see straight away there's an FV304, a Burt, sitting out in the field. The gun comes round. I'm dialing in, but the Leo is already there. And I fired a round in thinking the Burt was going to stay still, but he moved. I marked him as my target, but the Leo takes him out. And our FV304 just took out the enemy Type 64, so that's useful as well. Okay, but we're looking around for a target to fire at. There's none. I have another quick look at that position where the last enemy was seen over there. I fire a round in. Now I can see that KV-85 now. He was missing for a short while, but the Leo's found him. And I'm marking him as a target. The Leo fires at him. And I'm ready to go. Rounds out. And that kills him. 38 hit points, but I've got another kill. Right, AMX AC-46. That's a French tank destroyer. And he comes around the corner and he puts a huge hit into the Leo. Now I'm lined up to hit that AC, but he just won't come around the corner. And if he'd come around the corner, I'd, introduce him to 155 millimeters of hurt, but he just doesn't want to come round. I think he knows that if he comes around that corner, he's going to get hit. Plus, he's actually receiving fire already from over the other side. Now, T-34, and he's about to engage an M7 on team. Unfortunately, the M7 gets taken out, and I fire around him, but too late for the T-34. And I miss him, and I can see that he's got a partner over there. And I notice that they're both on the 0 line, and they could come dashing down to 0 line. The T-34 must have received the hit from the south and realised that I'm in the south. So obviously I'm going to have to relocate again, just in case. And the enemy's still got 4 tanks, we've got 3. I'm out here with a T-67 as well, so I feel reasonably safe. And that's the same Leo that we saw earlier, who was fighting in this particular area here. And he's guarding the cap. Now the enemy could still cap. There's 4 minutes on the clock, so it's not impossible for them to succeed. I zero in on the T-34-100, and he's exchanging fire with the Leo, and I know the T-34 is nearby. I fired a round in to try and get the T-34-100. I just stunned him. The enemy's still got their M44, and the T-67 is hunting him, and he's found him. And he's just about to dispose of him. But the Leo, takes out the T-34, but unfortunately, there's the T-34, and he's taken out the Leo. There goes the T-34-100. The T-67 is proceeding to move north, up to the corner. I fire around in too late at the T-34-100. Unfortunately, again, Wargaming's battle assistant lets me down because it keeps trying to reorganize my flight line and my shell, and I can't get a proper bead on that target. So anyway, I'm going to have to relocate again, just in case that T-34-100 decides that he's going to head in this direction. So I'm getting further out to the field. There's still 2 enemy against each other. There's the T-34-100, but an Archer kills our T-67. Now, I'm thinking to myself, that Archer might try to come looking for me, thinking, aha, well, maybe he could take out the single SPG left on the enemy team. So I'm headed at this moment into the corner, expecting that if he does come in this direction, at least that will give me a clear line of sight of at least 320 meters before I can wipe him out. But at least he has to head in my direction into the corner for me to see him. But I can see he's capping, and there's enough time on the clock for him to cap and win. So I'm going to have to come in. I'm going to have to pull up my man pants and go in and do the business and shotgun the enemy. Okay, now this is the thing. On a battle like this, all you need to do is let the clock run out before they can cap out. So I'm dashing in as quickly as an M44 can move, and it is one of the faster Artys. It's not the fastest. There are a few that are faster. The Lorraines, the Batchats, and of course the Burt is the fastest of all. But our Burt was killed, and it's now just down to me against an Archer. Now I'm coming up here and I'm thinking to myself, do I go in assuming that he's behind the building? Because that would be the logical place for him to be. But then I think, well, maybe not, because he's an Archer. If I come up to this corner, I can turn the corner and then pivot and shoot. And all I need is a reset. I come up to this corner, and there he is! Line up the shot, shotgun him, and I got a reset. And now all I need to do is get the hell out of here before he can shoot me. And he must have been turning around And it's too late now. 36 seconds. He can't cap. All I need to do is run away and we've won. He's still capping. He obviously probably doesn't realise that he can't win unless he kills me. It's impossible for him to win. Oh, I think it's finally dawned on him. Oops. I can't win. Well, I'm setting myself up here, assuming he's going to come in this direction. And I'm going to try and put a gun-depressed shotgun into him if he comes in this direction. But there's no sign of him, and the clock runs out, and we've won! Battle time expired. All I needed was that reset, and that's exactly what we got. So, it was a victory. I didn't get any other medals other than a bruiser for getting at least 5 critical hits. I got 10. And a defender medal because I reset the cap when it was at least 70 or more. And so we won the battle. And there you can see I only got 1 kill. It was the KB85 who was badly wounded by the Leo. And thanks to him. But I got a shot into that archer for 96 hit points. Splashed him actually. All I needed to do was put the shell near him. And that got a reset. So that was very useful. If we look at the team scores, well, I'm well down, I'm mid-table with damage of 347 hit points. It was a terrible game for me in terms of damage. And a terrible game when it came to kills. I only had 1 kill. And an even worse game when it came to base XP. 387 is appalling. But it was a winning game. I fired 14 rounds. I got no direct hits, no penetrations, because I wasn't zeroed in on many of the shots except for the KV-85, and even then the shell missed him and splashed him to death. I did 6 splashes. I did damage of 347 hit points, of which 251 were at more than 300 meters. Obviously the difference is the shotgun on the archer. I managed to spot 1 enemy vehicle, that was the archer. I damaged 5 of the enemy but killed only 1 of them, the KV-85. I caused 5 stuns but didn't get any stun assistance whatsoever. And I managed to get 79 defense points when I reset the cap. On a premium count I earned 16,748 credits. And after ammunition reloading, I actually had only 9,678 credits spare. But I earned 580 XP, and it was ×2 for the first victory of the day because this one was early in the morning, and that gave me 1,161 XP. But unfortunately that's going to lower my average, which means it's going to be a little harder to get it back up to the 85% again. But nevertheless I am perfectly satisfied with getting a last seconds reset and effectively winning the battle with only a few seconds to go. So it just goes to show that you don't actually need to kill the last enemy. All you need to do is put a shell near him, reset the clock, and then run away. And it works. And that's worked for countless other Arty players, especially those who win Kolobanovs by getting a reset at the last second and then running off into the distance before the enemy can find them. So I hope you enjoyed this replay. If you did, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay I'll be featuring in our next video.